Ubisoft, please don't ruin this game. There's so much potential here and you could make something crazy. You've already ruined Tom Clancy's heritage with Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed with its never-ending RPG elements and diversity messages and such. This upcoming Avatar Frontiers of Pandora could be a memorable new-gen project that's remembered for years if you do it right. You've got a magical open world, monsters to tame, climb on and fight, and so much more, and in today's video we have got the first official details from it. Having been revealed at E3 2021, there wasn't a better time to show it off, and now Ubisoft is getting ready to talk about it a little more. Thanks to an awesome IGN article, we have the first details on the flying component, which is a massive part of the game, the open world itself, the immersion, and more, so let's get into it right away. Now, first of all, if you didn't know, here's the quick main description of the game. In this new standalone story, play as a Na'vi and embark on a journey across the western frontier, a never-before-seen part of Pandora. Explore a living and reactive world inhabited by unique creatures and new characters, and push back the formidable RDA forces that threaten it, all playable in a beautiful and detailed first-person camera. You will embark on an awesome open-world experience that is available on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC only. Now here's the game's new details, starting with the flying component, which is very much there throughout the whole trailer. Much of Frontiers of Pandora's reveal trailer takes place with Na'vi heroes riding their Banshee companions. As it turns out, this isn't just for show. The game will let you take to the skies and travel across them at very high speed, through many beautiful vistas and different locations, and only new hardware allowed the team to couple that mechanic with the detailed world it wanted to present. The new consoles allowed us to have much better object detail up close to you, explains Ubisoft, but also when you're flying high up in the air, to have a lovely vista and far distance rendering, where we can even use the ray tracing to do shadows super far away, 3 or 4 kilometers away from you, they said. You can see this unique location or this fight from a distance, and this is where this mechanic was very much needed. While flying with your mount, you will be going at enormous high speeds on a Banshee over this very detailed landscape. It doesn't matter how much they can render, unless they can swim it in as fast when we're moving very fast from one place to another. Now let's get into the open world. One of the less visible benefits of new hardware isn't changing not just how the open world looks, but how it's pieced together. The new gen consoles allows opportunities that actually never seen before, and Ubisoft is now able to create a far more organic map to explore than previous open world games, as well as more intuitive AI that will live their day-to-day life, for example flying to a certain place and doing their thing, doing important tasks at their camps, and much more things like that. The world is filled with different creatures, both friendly, passive and aggressive, as well as vegetation, said to be truly representing the power of new-gen hardware. The world is full of wildlife and sometimes peace, but danger can come pretty fast. For the big creatures roaming the world, whenever they are calm, they would obviously walk around trees and things like that, but when they are fleeing or attacking you or whatever, they will just go straight to the bamboo and other vegetation and just completely destroy it. Ubisoft thinks it's really cool to be able to see all of these effects that the NPCs have on the environment and the open world, and also the AIs, as well as you having an effect on the environment too. Now let's get into the immersion, which is what Ubisoft is said to be completely focused on with Avatar. Massive, the developers, is adamant that improving some of the more complex visuals will help players get into the idea that they own the Pandora of James Cameron's original movie, not just another game world. It's a first-person game, says Ubisoft. It's to us the most immersive way of playing this project. So we're really going all in on that vision of, remember the movie? Remember you wanted to go to Pandora? Now you can go to Pandora, and to do that they needed to have the best simulation of weather, rain, animals, and the best rendering, because the more technically excellent it is, the more capable it is of taking you from where you are and into the world of Pandora. And first person was the best option for Ubisoft, they said. In terms of a new generation of consoles, the improved hardware is said to give Ubisoft so much opportunity to make sure that the game is as immersive as possible. So here's a couple of examples. They have a completely new lighting system that is based on ray tracing, and they think it is a dramatic step up in quality that makes you feel like it's a real place. One tiny example is that it can actually handle the translucency of the leaves, so it can figure out how much of the light is reflected through the leaves, also how tinted it is with the colors and everything else. You get lovely reflections and sights for the water, even down to the volumetric clouds up in the sky. They actually received the correct lighting as well, Ubisoft said. In this game you will be put in the shoes of Pandora's indigenous Na'vi. Players will be able to fight for survival while exploring the never before seen western frontier of Pandora. It turns out players will be able to get a very close look at this new and unique region that will also be in the new film, since both the game and this movie is meant to be some kind of continuation of the original, even though the game won't have the same character or even story. The story itself is a new standalone installment featuring new characters. Massive developers are interested in creating an immersive version of Pandora where players can live an alternate life on the moon and where absolutely everything you do in the world has a meaning. It's alive and not just a world here for you, but for every living thing in it. Alright guys, that is all for today's video. Make sure you guys stay tuned by subscribing to the channel for more content on upcoming games just like these. Thanks to Richard Westfall, Bruce Rain 236, Thunderbeard, Kianzo Fagari, Rickno23, Diamond Hunter 45, Themistocles, Space Beer Gaming, and Rash Singbati for being a master member on the channel. You can become a survivor member for as low as 99 cents only by clicking the join button below. This will support me and the channel as a whole to continue making videos on the games that truly deserve it.